Hello and welcome to the Avagio Skillbuilder video series. I'm Rob, an engineer at Avagio, and this short video is about troubleshooting your slow PC. I'm going to take you through some simple steps to speed up your tired old computer. Okay, so let's get straight to it. The first step I'm going to recommend is a reboot. Have you tried turning it off and on? This may seem obvious, but many users leave their PCs on for days, fearing some sort of catastrophe will befall any attempt to restart the PC. Some users may even believe they are turning off their PC, when in fact they are merely pushing the power button to just hibernate it. So, the easiest way to check your actual PC uptime is in the Task Manager. If we open up your Task Manager, simply right click on the bar down at the bottom. That's called your task bar. It's generally the same from Windows XP, Windows 7 Vista, Windows 8 as I'm running here. Right click on the taskbar down here and choose Task Manager, and that will bring up the Task Manager, and you want the Performance tab, and here you'll have your uptime. It's in seconds, minutes, hours, days. As you can see, I have quite a large uptime. It's just the way Windows 8 handles the uptime, because it uses a hybrid shutdown startup. I won't bore you with the details. If I wanted to reset that, I would do a restart in Windows 8. I would recommend you do a restart now. It's the quickest way to speed up your PC. Why should this help, you ask? Well, it's all about the memory and the programs and the processes stored in there over a long period of time. Rebooting the PC will unload the memory, its cache, and free up those resources for faster operation. Now this is probably the part where you tell me your PC takes a very long time to reboot, and starting up every day probably takes half an hour or more, and your busy schedule has no time for that sort of carry on. Well, my next troubleshooting step will help with that too, and I'm going to take you down here to the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Every time you start up Windows, it has to load up some applications in memory, and generally those applications will appear in this little tray down here, and obviously that takes away some of the memory and fills up the cache and taking away your vital resources. So you use this PC every day, I guess. You mostly use the same programs every day. However, the shenanigans occurring in this area of the screen are vague and mysterious to most users. They should not be. As a frequent user of your PC, you should be able to look here and tell me exactly what each program is and why it's there and what you use it for. If you can't, you need to dump it, remove it, uninstall it. It's dead weight. It doesn't need to be there if you don't use it. So let me take you through mine. TeamViewer is a remote support tool. I use that to connect to other users' PCs, help troubleshoot problems. So the Dell touchpad is what I'm using to move my cursor around. Sync Center is built into Windows. It lets me sync files for offline use when I'm out and about. Very useful. It's my antivirus software. Everyone should have one. Everyone should have antivirus software. This is Task Manager. It's got its own little tray icon, because I've got that running, so I can close that now. I'm not using that. Let's go back to my tray. I've got my Intel graphics and I've got Skype. Fairly streamlined, you might agree. If there's anything in there that you don't recognise, you don't need, you don't use, a good first step is to right click on it, see if you get any configuration options. So for example in TeamViewer I get options, and I get a tick box that allows you to start TeamViewer Windows. Most things that in the tray will have that sort of option that you can just turn it off and stop it loading when Windows starts. So I recommend you look out for that one. Should you not have that, there is another way to stop those from loading, and there are also further applications and programs that run in the background each time you start Windows that do not appear down here in the tray. So what we want to do is load up the msconfig tool. You can do that just in your Windows 7 start menu. Just literally start and type msconfig, and you will get a startup option in system configuration. Windows 8 is slightly different. This all appears in the Task Manager now, so I'll show you what it generally looks like. So this is everything that runs when Windows starts. Quite a lot of stuff going on here that's not listed down here, as you can see. Basically, I can sort it by startup impact in Windows 8, which is very useful. So I can see what's high and what's medium, and I want all those things. Generally, as you might imagine, I've been through and disabled a few things that I don't want to start, so because I just don't use them. You can do this in Windows 7 or Windows XP in this MS config window. You'll basically have a list of everything here that starts when Windows starts. You can untick anything you don't want or you don't recognise. Generally, it's quite safe to untick everything. Microsoft will recommend this themselves as a troubleshooting step if something's not working on your PC. So that will also help speed up your slow system, because it will just won't load things. So untick the things you don't recognise you don't need, and give your system a reboot, and generally the system will be much faster. So that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching this Avaggio Skill Builder video. We do hope you found it of value. We're adding more to the series every month, and we hope you will watch these too.